Hey, thanks everyone for joining. Really happy to have you here. We'll wait another 1-2 minutes for others to join. We're having different people either joining through the Zoom or through live Facebook. So we'll give another 1 or 2 minutes, then we can start. Again, really appreciate your time and for joining. If you can share while we are waiting others to join, where are you from? Which country are you calling in or joining? That will be great. You can write in the chat box or in the comments. Thanks again for joining so we can start. Oh, you're at UK. That's great. Pretty. I didn't know that you moved there. I'm really happy for you and hope you will soon finish your PhD. Today, I think what we're going to cover over the few days will really help you. So to start with, first of all, thanks everyone for joining either through the Zoom or Facebook. This is a great opportunity. To give a small introduction about myself, my name is Mohammed Sabri for people who first time join my webinars or whoever knows me before. I've been working in personal development for more than 3 years. I really enjoy what I'm doing. My background is I am a chemical engineer by profession, been spending years in sales, business development, negotiation, manufacturing, and many. However, I really enjoy really helping people achieve what they want, helping them to do a conditioning for their mental, for their mind to achieve the result they want. And this is what I normally do, work with individuals or teams to help them to achieve the results that they want. So what we're going to cover in this workshop over the 4 days is mainly to show you how you can use your mind to get the results that you want. Your mind has a limitless power. And the more I study the mind, the more I dig in the mind and how it functions, the more I am really impressed whatever I can achieve. Sometimes I use what I learned to look back. How did I work, get that job? How I was promoted, how I got raise my salary, how I double it, triple it, and so on. So it was giving me an opportunity to learn more about myself. Also, it helped me to help others to achieve the results that they want. There is something in case you're not on the Zoom call and you're joining from Facebook, I put on the post a registration link. So make sure you register to get an access to this 4 days workshop, plus to get an opportunity for the workbook. We have a workbook for this seminar, so you can write down all the comments that you wanna have, or you want, or you pick up to what ideas I'm going to share. Today, I'm going to share big ideas. Really, it's a life-changing ideas over the 3 days. The first day, we'll talk more about the self-image and self-esteem and how to create that winner self-image. The second day, we will talk about money and wealth and how we can also use our self-image to start creating the money and the wealth that we're looking for. And the third day, we will focus more on decisions, because without a decision, whatever you learn, you did not take any decisions. It's just a nice information, another book you read and you add it, but you're not using it. And the last day, the fourth day, I will focus on Q&A. Anyone here who has a question he'd like to ask, he can drop on the chat box or on the comments. And also on the same full day, we can have an open discussion, whoever wanna discuss any points either related to the workshop or anything related to his goals. So this is what we're going to cover over the 4 days. To start with, there is a quote, I really like it. Today I was reading one book and it looks like it came to me just for today's workshop. And what it says is here, nothing splendid, so nothing splendid has ever been achieved except by those who dared to believe. So it only comes those splendid things for people who believe something inside them as superior to circumstances. It always become that we are living with many things all around us. The COVID-19, there is no job, there is nothing. And you're all hammered with many things going around you. However, you still believe inside you that you can do more, you can contribute more, you can build something in you, and so on. And this splendid things happens only for people who dare to believe that, yes, I can create my own reality, I can create new things. So today's topic, we're going to discuss mainly about the self-image and the importance of the self-image. And to explain more, I will take you with different principles and share with some stories. Then we will end up with how you can create that self-image. But once you understand this concept, this is really a life changer for you. So to start with, now the self-image we need to understand. It controls the way you talk, the way you look, the way you dream, because this is how you reflect it. If you having a lack of confidence speaking in front of people, you will see people will notice why this guy is not confident. So it will be reflected for others. Or if you are shying and having an introvert, you don't want to see people around you, you will see that people will notice that you're always, whenever there's a gathering, you're shying away, you're at the corner sitting by yourself. And this is all comes from everyone's self-image. And also some important thing, I learned it. If you don't believe, and this is related to your job, or if you're offering a service, if you don't believe that you deserve that amount of money, you will not get it. In a way that you're dreaming to be a vice president in a company. But you know that the salary is so big. If you don't believe that your value is there, that you can contribute and be promoted to offer that value, you will never get it. And this is things I always notice when I deal with my clients who I'm doing a coaching, that sometimes they set a higher goal, but they don't see themselves that they will become a rich people or a wealthy people, because this could be holding them back. And one of the important things you need to know, that if you have a negative self-image, trust me, no doubt, you will have a negative results. If you have a positive self-image, you will have a positive results. And it is proven. There is a nice quote for, I think, James Allen. It's a long one, but he said one nice quote about it, that environment is but our looking glass. So the environment is our mirror. It can tell us what is going inside us with thoughts, either good or bad. So it will tell us a clear picture to what is going inside us. Just a minute, there's someone joining. All right. So this is when we talk about the self-image. Now, just I want to share some definition, then we will go with some examples so to make the picture more clear. So the self-image, we need to understand. It sets the boundary for you, what you can achieve and what you cannot. And it really controls what you can and what you cannot accomplish. Important, it can control what you can and what you cannot accomplish. As I mentioned, if you have a self-image that you're not able to speak, then you cannot accomplish public speaking. If you have a self-image of self-confidence that you can speak easily without any effort in front of people in a relaxed way, you can accomplish that one. And this is how it sets you. Now, the self-image also control what we said, what you can and you cannot accomplish, and what is difficult and what is easy. And this is a concept we're going to elaborate. It acts like a thermostat, and this is a scientific proven. It's not only a talking, and this is what brought the whole concept is science behind what we are mentioning here. Now, the problem we need to understand, and this is so critical that people, how they say, miss that point. That self-image, this concept about ourselves, it become like a belief. And when it become like a belief, we start acting without noticing about that one. I remember at one point, it happens with me, and how people normally develop the belief. It happens as follows, that you had one incident, a failure, then a second incident, a failure, a third incident, a failure. So it become with you that I am a failure person in that topic. To give you an example, I remember I wasn't able to speak in front of people. Okay, I have been struggling. I tried many times, and it was a failure. And one was really a biggest failure in front of all my people I really knew about. I've been doing work with them in the corporate world. However, when I went up and they asked me, come and speak, talk about what you're doing and how your region, which is a couple of countries I was leading at that point, I didn't been able to speak in front of these people. I was, all the words I lost it. I've been not able to speak a single word. So I was shying away, and I said, hey, this public speaking is a biggest problem for me. It become like a belief. So I had other time opportunities comes to me, and immediately that opportunity, when I know there's something I be in front of people, automatically I reject it without thinking, because it become like a truth. I am a big failure for me. And this is why we said you need to watch out. What is your current beliefs? What is your current concept? And it goes back about this is something you already inherited because of many incidents become a belief, and you're doing it without thinking much. So you need to watch out what those type of beliefs. To give you now some stories about that self-image. I want to share with a couple of stories, but one of them really, I have just a small slide I want to share so people can understand. There was one girl, she's a teenager, and she was 15 years old. Whenever she was looking at the mirror, she sees herself as a fat girl. Whenever she looks at the mirror, she sees herself as a fat girl. So what happens? Normally, when you see yourself always a fat, and the mirror always telling you you're a fat girl, you are a fat boy, you are a fat thing. So indirectly, that's building her own self-image. And when there is a self-image, you're not feeling comfortable, you start unconsciously taking some actions that is not serving you. So that girl, she was a 15 years old. And normally at her age, girls weighed about 60 kilogram, 60 kg. She stopped eating and she was careful in what she's eating. Then she started reducing her weight. She lost almost 20 kg of her weight. And whenever her parents, her friends, everyone tell her, hey, you're getting skinny, you're getting so weak, look at yourself. She said, no, I am still fat. So indirectly, she stopped eating, maybe stopped eating for a long time, not doing anything. However, because she started losing weight immediately and become so weak, her parents rushed her to the hospital. And at the hospital, they start forcing her to eat, and she did not accept, so they went for the liquids. One reporter, he went and he heard about that story. He did not believe that. What are these people are talking about? And he went and he was shocked when he saw that girl laying on the bed. Then he asked her, can you do something for me? She said, yes. Can you come and stand in front of the mirror? They walked together in front of the mirror and asked her, what do you see? She said, I see myself as a fat girl. She said, what? You're a fat? Look at yourself. She said, no, I'm still seeing myself as a fat girl. So you see how those one idea can really control the way you're taking the actions. Unconsciously, you start doing that one. Another story I want to share, and this is Dr. Maxwell Maltz will talk about him when he discussed about the self-image. He said he has one patient who want to get married, but his girlfriend, she said, no, you will not get married till you fix your lower lip. He has a longer lower lip. So he went to the doctor, and the doctor, he's a plastic surgeon. He did all the fixing for her, which was a really good thing. But he told the doctor not to mention anything to his girlfriend because he was going to tell her that he spent all his money, all his savings to fix that one because he loves his girlfriend. The doctor did not convince that, hey, come on, this is not right, but hey, this is your life. So that guy, Russell, he went and talked to his girlfriend that this is what happened. She liked what he did in his lower lip. Yeah, but when he told her about the money, she said, you're crazy. You're been not. I think I need to fix this problem. There's something wrong in your mind. And she decided that she want to use black magic and told him because they were in a place that the people using black magic. And she was telling him that this is because I want to fix, there is something wrong in your mind. Then there's something start showing up in his lower lip from inside. So this guy, he linked the black magic with what is happening in his lower lip from inside. He talked to a friend, and a friend, because they're living in the same village, they believe about that black magic. He said, yeah, this is something, it will start eating up all the facial bone. And I think you will not make it. So that idea started filling all his mind, that he's going to die and he's going, to lose his life. What happens to that poor guy? He started getting older, so you can see his age, white hair start graying on his head. This is a true story Dr. Maxwell Maltz was mentioning in his book. Then he started losing weight, and he lost almost 10 kg. So when people start looking at him, they see there's a guy who went older 20 years more than his age because of one single idea of that black thing that happens inside his mouth. And he went to the doctor. When he entered the clinic, the secretary couldn't recognize that this is the same guy we did a surgeon before a couple of months. They thought this is a new guy. And Dr. Maxwell, he was shocked when he saw him. And he said, hey, there is nothing wrong. This is something I will do it for you in 30 minutes. This is something because there's some side effects that we need to fix after the surgery. Then he fixed and everything went okay. There wasn't any black magic or anything. So you can see this guy has one single idea that he accepted about himself that drove him in a way that he was getting older, that he started losing weight because he thought that he's going to die. So this is what we are talking about, how important that self-image once you understand it. To give some background about how this science came in, people are talking about it, but there's a famous book. Anyone who's interested, he can drop me an email. I can share it with him. It's called Psychocybernetic. The Psychocybernetic, and it's available in how they say, on the internet PDF file. So this guy, he was a plastic surgeon, and he was doing a lot of operations, plastic surgeon for people. And every time after each operation, he was so impressed how changing the physical or the outside, the physical outside for people can change literally their life. Their confidence went up, they were out speaking, they were talking, their family relationship being improved, which was good. However, at the same time, he was doing things, minor fixing in some scars here and there, slightly long nose or long ears, and people, they came back to him and they said, no, my nose is still there. It's still long. Come on, I fixed it. I mean, there was nothing wrong with his nose or his ears, but he still said that this is something, and he's still being shying away, not meeting people and doing things. So he was totally doesn't understand what is happening. By digging more, he understands that the person has two images, and the one that is really controlling the way you're dealing, talking, walking, also behaving goes also from your inside, your concept about yourself. And unless you upgrade and change yourself, nothing will change. So this is what it brought up Dr. Russell when we talk about the self-image. Now, some examples Dr. Maxwell Maltz, he mentioned that some people, what happens, and he saw some cases hearing from some psychiatrists, psychologists, and so on, different people, which was really interesting, that some people, they come and they've been assigned to do a job, a sales job in their company. They tried, did not fail. They submit their resignation. They said, come on, this sales job is not for me. Then they, before accepting that resignation, they start working on their self-image. And once they start building the right self-image, within a 6 month, they become the top salesperson in that company. And I know one of my clients, that's what she never did any sales job, nothing. And she joined her this company, one of my clients. She was new to the company, and within the 3 months, she became #1 sales person. And this is all goes about the self-image. It's nothing about your experience. You can take many courses, whatever you want. You can, for example, people who work on public speaking, they can take many knowledge as much as they can. Unless they start changing and using that information, nothing would change. There was some examples for people who were kicked out from a college because of their low grades. They switched to another college and they work on own self-image, and they became an A student just for altering. So it wasn't that they were have a poor grade, but they had a poor self-image, self-esteem about themselves. Another example he shared in the book, that there was a lady who was really introvert. She was afraid to get out of her house or accept any people. And that lady, by working on her own self-image, became a motivational public speaker only by altering their self-image. So now we mentioned different things. I want to share some concept for you, so to understand how that self-image really important. And this is something, principle that we need really to burn it in our mind to understand how we function, because sometimes you change some of the behaviors. However, after a while, you became back to the old you. What happens? But I did this and this, nothing, because you did not alter your self-image. So just to share a few slides that will highlight more about the principle. There is some quote that it is not who you are that holds you back. It is who you think you are not. So don't think that what you know about yourself is that is holding you back, but what you think you are not. Let's say you're a normal person, you want to be a professor in a college. This is something who you think you are not, and this is what is holding you back. You want to be you're a normal person, you want to be a motivational speaker, you want to be a CEO of a company, you want to be an entrepreneur. This is what is really holding you back, which is then you that you want to become. So now let's get a close, and I believe everyone understands the thermostat. Either you're in a hot country or a cold country, a thermostat, it is something we really adjust the room temperature. For example, in cold countries, let's say we set the temperature at 22 degrees, and this is automatic. And you notice that if someone opened a door or a window and the temperature went down in a way, getting cooler, so what happens normally, you will see if you are living in a cold country that the furnace will start running automatically. You don't touch it. This is works all automatic till it increase the temperature, and the temperature goes back to its set point. So the set point 1 to 2 is start adjusting itself by itself. And this all happens automatically. So the thermostat is a cybernetic instrument. In a way, it functions automatically. Now, to get close, I will give one example that your self-image is also a cybernetic instrument. So this is the mind. We'll not go much in details. It has two parts. This is the big circle is the mind. The lower circle is your body. Your body is normally an instrument of the mind. Whatever the mind gives him instruction, it will do it. It doesn't do much. And the two parts of the mind, there is a subconscious mind, which is controlling 95 or 96 to 98% of our results. It all we do things automatically. So there was a child whose own self-image that he always have a poor grade. This is what he see himself. He get his report card. His report card shows that he has a low grade. So he's an average student. Whatever he does, nothing. I mean, this is what he sees himself. So his parents, like what I am a parent, like every one of us, or who has brothers, sisters, whoever at home, normally what we do, we grounded this child and we made him to study. You have to study, you're not allowed to work or play anything today or on the games, no phones, nothing at all. You need only to study. So what the parents did, they changed the way his behavior. So he started just studying, studying, studying. And normally what happens that you will see in this green part that he start improving. His results start getting better and better till he reach an A, which is really good. And this is what we are looking for. Now, what happens when a person is receiving poor grade is an expression of the self-image he is holding about himself. The person believes that they are not very bright. This is happens. Couple of exams and the scorecards show him that he's a poor grade. This is, I'm always a poor grade. So the child never change his grade. So what happens normally, you will see after a while that the child automatically need to adjust to his own self-image because I mean, this a new grade, this is does not feel comfortable with my own self-image. So I don't feel in harmony with my own self-image. So automatically I do adjust with that one. I give always an example with the same thing about this poor grade. Let's look at a child, which I know from experience dealing with different parents, a child who is really a nerd, who is always at his best all the time. So one of my friends, he was sharing that his daughter always, which is really good, getting high scores. One day, she decided that uh, uh, she always asks her dad whenever she scores that, Dad, you need to bring for me some gifts. And he said, okay. Then after a while, his father, he said, no way. I mean, it is too much every time. You're always good. Why should I always giving you something? You're always doing great. Then that child, that his daughter, that person, his girl, she decided, Dad, I'm not going to study. I want to get bad score, anything. So she stopped really studying. But with that concept, what happens? That girl, after a couple of days, she could not live with the new self-image she started seeing, or she couldn't be in harmony with the new behavior, not studying, because her own self-image can only accept that she should be perfect, she should be studying on every day, she should be the top at the top of her class. The new behavior does not match his own self-image, so she couldn't hold it, and she returned, and automatically she was studying. And this is how that thermostat is really functioning. Now we come to, so people, we now mentioned about the self-image, how important, what, now, okay, this is good. So how can I build a new self-image? How can you build a new self-image? It is needs a professional coach really to help you to elaborate and do those changes. But I will give you the basic principles about it. Simply, you start writing down the new self-image you want to become. One idea, I'm always using it, okay, I want to be, for example, in the coaching business. So I start looking for people who are already in that coaching business and they start looking on different things they are doing, that some characteristics, some skills, they are really good. I see the way they talk, the way they walk, and some of them, not each one has a different skill set or different ways of doing things. So I start choosing the things I want to become. So same thing for you. That's it. You want to become an entrepreneur. You want to be a professor in the college, and so on. So you start picking up few people that you want to become and start writing them. Yeah, this guy, I like the way he's talking, he's confident. That guy, he is an active listener. That guy, he is really good in delegation, and so on. So I start building up that script and I write it down, a script like myself, the way I want to become the new me. And same thing you need to do. You need to do it for yourself. Then you. Then after you write it down, you need just to read it on a daily basis by spaced repetition. And as I said, this needs a professional coach really to show you how to do it in an effective way that start really affecting and altering your subconscious mind. And once you start building that in your self-image, then things start really changing with you. I remember one of the jobs uh, I joined, and that was before knowing the knowledge. And for me, I was doing what I'm teaching now. But now, when I'm reflecting, I said, I did not have the experience. I was accepted in the job. However, I had an ambition to be, the senior guy, the manager for that organization. So what I did, I was doing what I was mentioning to you. I was thinking, acting, behaving, talking like the person who is be the manager. And by this way, it turned out now I became a manager, and it was a really surprise for me. Yeah, but the other people, they're more experienced, more the have more experience, more knowledge, more technical expertise. However, I've been selected. And now when looking back, I I am 100% sure because I built the image of the person who will be leading that organization. So simply you can do the same thing. Now to conclude, there is a nice quote I also shared that the results that you are achieving are a direct reflection of the image of yourself. So look on your current results. Simply look at it. It will tell you the truth. It is a reflection to what is going inside you. So simply improve the image, and the improvement will automatically be reflected in your results. Trust me, this is how you start building your self-image. If you want to get a different results, this is what you need to do. So thanks again for joining me in the first day. Looking forward for the coming days. For people who did not yet sign up on the Zoom, who's on the Facebook, there I left a link. Make sure you register so to be able to attend the rest of the sessions on Zoom, and we can share with you the workbook that you need really to use during the workshop. Wish you all the best and looking forward for tomorrow. Thank you.